Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Today we're going to be going through a typical Seabag. Unfortunately, we don't have a complete Seabag that anyone's donated, but we do have the list of what's supposed to be issued to sailors for them to keep in their Seabags, and we've been able to reconstruct this one from that list. So in some instances, I'm not going to pull out like 4 pairs of socks like you're expected to have, but this is what the 1940 Blue Jackets Manual tells you that you should have in your Seabag. On board ships, even more so during World War II than today, you had a limited amount of space, and so you were only bringing the things that you absolutely needed. You'll notice that unlike on modern ships, there will be no civilian clothes or personal effects like that here in the Seabag. They even have Seabag inspections, and there's a prescribed way that you lay out the full contents of your Seabag so that whoever's inspecting you can just walk by and see, all right, you've got the same pile of stuff as the guy next to you, as the guy next to him, so on and so forth. So let's start going through this. I was never in the Navy. I do not know the right way to lay this out. I'm just going to pull stuff from the top of the bag, and when we get to a rabbit, I'll assume we're at the bottom. So, first of all, we've got our Blue Jackets Manual. Every sailor needs one. This, again, is a 1940 edition. Most sailors in the early part of the war had one of these. In 1943, a larger edition came out, and every couple of years, new editions come out with more and different stuff. It's a pretty good reference book. It's got diagrams in there. Some later, this one's even got pictures of different types of ships, and just a bunch of information, general information that everybody should know. Now, space is certainly at a premium, so you're not able to bring too many personal effects, but I did have room to tuck a picture of a loved one into my Blue Jackets Manual to use as a bookmark. So sometimes you've got to get crafty with space. You've of course got your ubiquitous Dixie Cup hat. And during World War II, you would have 2 of these Dixie Cups. This is the way they're supposed to be stored, flat like this. Why do you have 2? Well, one would be white, and that's the one you wear with your dress uniform. One would often be dyed navy blue, so that if you're wearing it on deck on your camouflage ship, you don't have this dark blue ship in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of white specks all over it. The museum doesn't have a navy blue Dixie Cup in our collection, so we've just got 2 here. In addition to your Dixie Cups, which are more summer wear, you've also got the Donald Duck flat cap. In peacetime, you might have your ship's name on the ribbon. In wartime, the ribbon will not say your ship's name, so that the enemy can't tell which vessel they found this debris from. So again, it folds flat so that it is for easy storage. This is worn with the wool jumper. All right, so next up we've got underwear and undershirts, which are rolled up so that they take up as little space as possible and will hopefully keep from getting wrinkled or too dirty. Typically, you would have about 4 pairs of underwear, undershirts, and socks, and laundry would typically be done for your section every 3 days or so. There's a full schedule of when laundry is done by division in the laundry room, so you know. And your uniforms are going to be stenciled with your last name and serial number. So you would use a stencil cutter. There's a link in the description below to us finding one of our stencil cutters and testing it out. And then you would spray paint your name on all of your uniform items. When I come across one that has it in easy access, I'll show you. But this way, you wear it, you throw it in a laundry bin in one of these spaces. The laundry bins all have white and blue sections, or white and color, but the only color on a Navy ship is blue. And then that all goes to laundry, it's washed, and then it's distributed based on whose serial numbers are in each one. So next up, we've got white shirts and pants for your dress uniform. These are your summer dress uniforms. And then, of course, we've got your working uniform during World War II, which would be a chambray shirt and dungaree pants. So this is the typical sailor outfit that you think of whenever you're looking at World War II pictures. Not the whole Cracker Jack outfit with the flap on the back and whatnot. We'll get to that later. But when you think of a sailor working or manning a gun on a World War II ship, it's this uniform. And again, you're going to have a couple of sets. Here's a pair that still has the name on it and serial number. You can see that it's been partially scratched out when it was donated. For a long time, your serial number in the military was your social security number. So us as a museum, we have to be very careful with protecting people's personal information when we're putting those objects on display. Or sometimes people, before they give us their artifacts, they'll scratch that information out. During World War II, your serial number was just unique to your military service. It wasn't related to any other government ID that I'm aware of. I got some more whites. These are probably your pants that go with those shirts from earlier. Put those over here. Oh, and now we're coming up on the winter dress uniform. Here we got some of the wool 13-button bell-bottom pants that you see pretty frequently. So you'll notice that these are stored inside out, just another way of keeping them clean. And here's one. You can see with these uniforms, they have a tag in there that specifically has a place for your name and serial number to be written down. And again, you can see this because it is turned inside out. So this is one of your jumpers with the flap on it. The flap, of course, according to rumor, comes from the age of sailing ships, where it was not common for ships to have barbershops on board. Battleship New Jersey has 2. USS Constitution has 0. So it was common to have long hair. And when you're climbing on all the rigging, which is covered in tar to be preserved, you're going to end up with that tar all over yourself. And you might run your fingers through your hair, and then that long hair with the tar on it might mess up your clean white uniform. Well, if you've got that little capelet flap thing on the back, that means you only have to cut off and replace that bit, which can get dirty while you're working, without having to replace your whole expensive uniform. That's the rumor about it. It might just be the style of the day. And of course, the old saying about the Navy, you never let progress stand in the way of tradition. Sailors aren't even allowed to have long hair anymore, and yet they still have those uniforms. And of course, there is the 13-button pants, which there's also a reason why they have 13 buttons on them, according to tradition.
But the same sentiment.
Now, everybody knows this one, though. If I say something different, they're going to say it's stupid.
It's also 13 buttons for the 13 colonies, which is...
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. It was just the number of buttons it took to get around.
Well, either way, it's more polite than... I'm cutting that joke.
Okay. Let me try again. And of course, but remember that this is a family-friendly channel. But 13 chances to change your mind about whatever you're about to do. And here we got a couple of more wool uniform parts. And oh boy, more wool uniform parts. I hope you like the color blue if you're joining the Navy. And then, of course, as you get to the bottom of the bag, you have your shoes. We need to shine those. It would be common to have 3 pairs of shoes. Here we have some dress shoes that need a little work. We got some working boots, and then there would often be some white dress shoes as well. But you're probably wearing a pair of shoes at the time. We've only put 2 in the bag. It would be very common for sailors as they're transferring from ship to ship to pack all their stuff up just like they learned in boot camp. Throw it into their Seabag, which would have a drawstring at the top that they could carry. And then they're also issued hammocks. The hammocks can be triced up and folded right over the top of this, and then it all gets hoisted over your shoulder for your various transfers around the Navy. So, what else did you store in your Seabag that wasn't on the 1940 prescribed list? Let us know in the comment section down below. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. We appreciate your support, and there's a link in the description below if you'd like to donate to the museum. You can also support the museum by liking, sharing, and subscribing so that more people find out about our content. Thanks for watching.